score rating. His name was Stellacel from Switzerland. Stellacel? Something like that. Here he is. Oh, now I'm playing the mighty laevus. Is it a silent X? X marks the spot. He's 1070 and he's from the United States. We're playing a 10-minute game and we're going to analyse it and try to help him. So I'm playing Pawn to King 4 today for laevus. And again, I'd like to thank everybody that came in and did the raid. It's so appreciated. I wasn't sure that I would be getting people in, and when I saw the chess.com server go down, I wasn't very hopeful. And then in comes this party of fantastic people, and I thought, oh my God, you know, like this is what chess is all about, you know, like camaraderie, friendship, you know. Yeah, so I'm getting my 2 knights working, and there's only one move in this position, laevus. According to the theory, after a4, you can play knight e4, can't you? If I play pawn there, you can play knight e4. But I still get the tempo, don't I? Yeah, you see, this is the point. If you play h6, knight e5 comes in. So your correct move in that position was knight on the b file to d7, right? So that then, if I play h4, you can play h6, and then I can't hit your bishop with a tempo, right? So now knight here to e5. And now I get the tempo threatening to double your pawns on the g file. And now your bishop must retreat. And now I play bishop c4, just a little tempo move, and that's correct. And then I'll play queen e7, e2, e7 is the other side. Ashavance, yeah, I'm pretty well. You think I was mad or something, you know, I get excited sometimes. I'm 68 years of age, but I get really excited sometimes. Chess still excites me. And I love streaming. I actually love it. I think I'd do it for nothing anyway. The whole reason I did it, what about knight takes pawn? Is that a good move? That looks like a buster. Yeah, so not good, not a good move. He's in a bit of bother here. Checkmate with the pawn looks pretty. Okay. Now, do you want to go back and analyse that game? Yeah. Yeah, it was only a few moves, wasn't it? It was only h510. Yeah, it's only yeah. So let's analyse it. Let's analyse it. Let's go into the analysis room and have a look at it, so laevus doesn't make the same mistake next time. Let's be good to him. He's a great bloke. A great bloke. They don't come much better than laevus, so we're going to show him. We're in the analysis room here. Okay, so now white played e4. You can see the little book there. You can see all this, can't you? Yes, you can. That's good. You can still see it all. So now, and black replies c6. Now that's a book move. Okay, so no problems. And the bar on the edge of the board is showing that the position's about equal. Now d4, another book move. And d5. Laevus is playing like a grandmaster, right? He's playing like... No, so what am I saying? Laevus is a grandmaster. He's a legend in his own backyard. Right, knight c3. Okay, I'll play the book move. And what you do in chess is you get your knights out for the weaker players. You get your knights out on bishop 3 and you develop And we played there so we could recapture that pawn. Okay, nothing brilliant. And now not a bishop to f5, a book move, and now knight to g3. Do you know that I don't even knight to g3? You know you don't even have to move that bishop. Did you know that you don't even have to move that bishop because if it's threatened? Because if you wanted to, you could play queen to a4 check and and get the knight back if it took it. I'm just showing you that anyway. But as it is, bishop goes to g6, right? And the knight goes to f3, and it's all theory up to here. And knight f6. It says e6 is the best move, but knight f6 is excellent. So Laevus played an excellent move, right? Laevus is no mug. h4, that's the best move. Bishop d3 was also an alternative, but h4 is just slightly better, the computer's saying, but not much in it. Not much in it at all. And now h6, right? Knight h5 was the engine saying knight h5 is the best move there. That's interesting, isn't it? I would never have thought that. Trust the computer to come up with that move. Anyway, I played knight e5 and I get a star, best move, right? So obviously knight e5 was your best move. And now bishop to h7, star. Bishop c4, thumbs up. Bishop d3 was the best move, it says. But I didn't like it. But the computer said that was the best move. I played it because I actually saw that knight f7 at this stage. e6. Queen e2, star. Best move. And now, this is where bishop d6, the computer says blunder, because obviously we now know knight takes f7. Bishop e7 was the best. So that's what the computer's saying. It's saying bishop e7 was the best move. It still looks bad though. Oh, you could escape. That's what the computer's saying. The computer's saying that after knight takes pawn, king takes, queen takes pawn check, king here, queen checks, king here, bishop checks, king here, and bishop checks. You can put your bishop, you can play king to b6, and you seem to have escaped. So that's what the computer's saying, okay? Anyway, we'll just leave that at that, and we'll go back to live chess. Okay, right, so we're back in live chess. Now, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of analysis, Laevus, and you could see a little bit more about that particular opening and the little trap that's there for beginners, okay? And please, Mattisticus, don't be scared of how good I am at the game. What I am is I'm a coach, so my job is not to overawe you or anything like that. My role is to help you make your game better, right? I've played at my own high level for a while, and I like to give back to people and make people happy. So anyway, so that's why I like to play people that come in. Now, is there anybody else that would like a game? Anybody that was in the raid that would like a game or have anything explained to them? Mattisticus says, when a chess master moves their king, it's theory. Of course, but if a normal person moves their king, they must be drunk. Okay. No, I'm honoured. I'm honoured that you've come into my home and joined me and made me smile, right? You put a smile on my face. Can you see the big smile on my face? It's genuine, it really is, yeah. Okay. Mattisticus, yes, you can play a game with me. And where do you all come from? What chess site do you come from? You come from a chess site, so where do you come from? Are you all on this particular chess site? Because I'd like to go in there and we could co-host and talk and play and whatever and have some fun together. Anyway, I've got to accept Mattisticus. He's being very patient, and we all know he's a really great bloke. Mattisticus is 862 rating. He's from the United States, and he has an excellent connection. So we're going to play, we played E4 last time. Let's play something completely different this time. Let's play D4. Okay? Oh, and Alexandra doesn't play chess. Oh, Alexandra doesn't play chess. Well, we should be able to teach you if we had enough time. It doesn't take long to pick up the moves, and the beauty of it is you don't have to necessarily play at a high level to enjoy your chess. Two beginners that bumble around together and trying to find their way through the woods, in the dark woods together. That can be just as much fun for them as what it is for a good player to play at a higher level. If anything, sometimes good players can lose their enjoyment of the game because they might have to get a bit too technical and stuff like that. So that's why I don't study theory so much. I like to work it out as I'm going along. Oh, 4:25 a.m. is it? Oh, okay. Listen, I want to thank you, Alexandra, for your time at 4:25 a.m. I really appreciate that. Right now, I want to point out that F6 here, played by black, this move here, is a weak move. This pawn square here is the weakest square on the board and the one that's most attacked, and the one that you see the 3-move checkmates, 2-move checkmates and 4-move checkmates on. So when you push the pawn, this pawn here also deprives the knight of its natural square on F6. So that's a bad move. Now, how do I take advantage of that? Well, I don't want to open the bishop up, and so what I'll do is I'll just try to play knight to bishop 3 and put a little bit of pressure on the white squares. After all, it's this pawn chain here. See this pawn chain? This pawn chain's been weakened because the base pawn, the base of the pawn phalanx, has been moved. So it's just like a building, and you've had a shift under the earth, right? And that's not conducive to a good situation. Right, so I'm going to play queen, queen to b3, okay? Again, with all these targets here, down there. So now I'm going to take with the pawn. Again, I'd like to target these white squares somehow. I don't know how I'm going to get in there. It's a general feeling that you get when you, a judgment, just a general judgment that you know that if you keep eyeing those white squares, something might burst. It's like it might be a little hole in the dam, you know, and you poke your finger through and a little crack starts. Next minute, the whole dam's flooding, and so that's what we want. We want to underpin, that's the word. So if we were architects on a building site, and you had a fault in the building, in the base of the building, you would have to underpin that with more concrete, more steel, so the building wouldn't topple over or collapse to the side or something. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to underpin, but destroy the foundation of white's position. Okay, so I really want to play a quick e4. I'm going to take that pawn off. Shouldn't take it yet, probably. I'd like to find a way to get in there quick. I can't see it. Maybe I just put my bishop. My bishop hasn't got much future along here. Or maybe it has. You can get kicked around up there, but maybe it's got some future over here. I don't know. We'll go over here. The whole idea is the knight comes here, then we could do some funny business, I suppose. I'm now thinking that c takes d4 and c4 would have been better than what I played. What I'm playing is not the best. Probably should have played c takes d5 and c4. What I'm doing is I'm showing you how I'm thinking, right? So now I'm just going to play. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to play queen back. I'm not going to change queens. I'm not going to change queens. I'm going to make a general judgment in this position that because I've got an active bishop and because I've got an active knight, okay, I've got two minor pieces developed and black hasn't. So I've got better development. So I'm making a general judgment that if I play knight here, I'm on that pawn. Knight takes pawn. So that's my judgment. Now my judgment is that I'm threatening knight takes c4. I'm going to try to cause all sorts of trouble. Yeah. This could get very, very technical. I've got 6 minutes and 44 seconds. The whole idea is he can play queen a6. That's correct, yes. And he gets his queen in a little a bottle in a bit of a bottleneck. I can just play bishop. I really want to play bishop here or something. It's not a natural move. It's definitely not a natural move, bishop b4. But if you knew what I was planning, I'm planning knight to e4. That's my plan. Here he comes. Here he comes to save the day. It's Mighty Mouse. Now I've got to make a decision. Very important decision. Do I play e4 or do I play... If I play e4, he can play bishop e6. You see that? The little sneaky, sneaky man. But I'm going to play knight to e4. And now he can't stop knight d6 check. So I am losing a pawn, a second pawn. I'll grant you that. I'm losing a second pawn. But I'm trying to get my pieces working in active positions. Maybe I should play pawn takes pawn first, then play knight e4. It would have been one hell of a complicated position. But this way, I encourage him to play e takes d4, and then I've got rook to d1 coming in, and I've got two minor pieces, a possible queen entry on the white squares, and I've got the rook on d1 firing down the d file and blasting his king, which can't castle, and he still hasn't got any minor pieces out. So he could really be blasted off the board here, and I mean in a big way, a big way. He could be blasted right out of it. So this is very, very dangerous for him. And for somebody 862 rating, he's played well. He's played well. Now, the big question is, what happens if knight checks? Knight checks threatens the bishop and the king. They're both attacked. Knight checks. I can't see what he can do. I don't see a defence. I think he's already lost. Now I can play knight checks over here and take the castle off. Or I could play that rook to d1 move that I told you about. Just simply rook to d1. This is where in chess sometimes you see a move and you look for a better move. You see, I don't want him playing d3 and causing me all sorts of trouble. But if I could get that rook on the d file, he can't. At the moment, he can't stop knight checks. I've got queen to e4 as well. Queen to e4, threatening queen to the 8th check. See, I've got queen to e4. Threatens queen to the 8th check. It's pretty strong. We're here to play chess. Rook to d1. We're going to get more pieces working. I don't like my rook's not doing any work in the corner, and I've made a judgment that if I play knight to f7 check, he can play king to c7, and then if I take his rook, he's got knight h6. Right? So that's why I was thinking rook d1 is a better move. Now I'm simply threatening rook takes pawn with a massive attack. Now my attack's so strong that he just takes a pawn off. Why just take the pawn? I'm not worried. I'm still threatening knight to f7 check, and now I recapture. I've got knight checks, I've got rook takes pawn, I've got bishop takes pawn. That hits the queen, it can't be bad. Bishop takes pawn. It prepares the castle. I've got 3 minor pieces and a castle aiming straight at the king, and I'm preparing the castle with a massive attack, absolutely massive attack. What would be good here is if we went into the analysis board and saw how accurate my play was, right? As far as degrees of accuracy are concerned. I've got to check. I've got to do this. Knight textbook. I've got queen there too. So you wonder why I didn't take the castle. Well, what I'm thinking of is my knight is so strong and it can take the castle whenever I want to now, so I don't necessarily have to move anything over there to take that castle. Right? The whole idea of the queen here was to play queen check here and to put more pressure on his king. So I'm king hunting. That's what I'm doing. I'm king hunting. Yeah. I got knight check here. So I'm trying to play the immortal game. I'm trying to play the immortal game. Oh, God love me. How can I play the immortal game? My name's not Blackburn or Pillsbury. I've got 1 minute and 23 seconds to try to work all this out. Oh, he's gone up there. Oh, God loving me. I've got to check here with the bishop. So we're going to give the bishop away now. And this is now an immortal game. This is a brilliancy. This is a brilliant game. For now, you can't play king there or king here. And you can, if you play king here, you play king to A4, A5, then the queen will checkmate, right? And if you play king takes bishop, the queen will checkmate on D4. So we haven't even bothered to take the bishop on G4. We haven't even bothered to take the castle in the corner. We've gone king hunting for a brilliancy, and we've got it. What a masterpiece. I love this game. I love it. I love that game. Oh, my dear friend. I love you too, because without your generosity of being here, I couldn't play this beautiful checkmate in the middle of the board. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laevus. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. I really enjoyed that game. I hope you enjoyed it too, because it should have taught you a few things. Should have taught you about trying to hold a pawn in the opening unsuccessfully and not developing your minor pieces and getting them working early so that there's balance, cohesion in the position early. And also should have taught you things like how to coordinate your pieces. And from looking at my board, the way I played the game, it should have taught you that when you see a good move, always look for a better move, like I did there, right? And you too can play great games of chess, right? Mattisticus, you are a champion. I mean, really, that is a very pretty game, I must admit. That's a pretty game. Anyway, do you want to have a look at it in the analysis board, Mattisticus, or you had enough? Thank you, Clint Eastwood. I really appreciate that. It was a pretty move, a pretty mate. Yeah, it's very pretty to watch chase the king up the board like that, sacrifice the bishop to get the king. It was almost straight out of chess puzzles. Kev Gill 07, Kev Gill. G'day, Kevy. Thank you for dropping in, Kevy. Great to see you. I shouldn't be looking down there, should be looking there, saying hi, Kev. Okay, all right then. Hi, Mattisticus. Hi, Clint Eastwood. Hey, I love Clint Eastwood movies. I love the Clint Eastwood movie, The Mule. He was really, really good. Clint has done some very good movies in his time. He's shown he's not just a cowboy actor, but he's actually a wonderful, wonderful director. And anyway, right. Oh, you'd like to see the analysis. Okay, let's go and look at the analysis on this game. Analyse. I want to have a little look at it too to see if I played the best moves. So I'm just as interested as what you are, Mattisticus. Okay, right here, let's not muck around here. E4, D5, book move, wonderful play. C4, book move. E6, Mattisticus is on the ball. Knight F3, okay. F6, remember I did point out that was weak. It's an inaccuracy and creates trouble with that pawn chain. And you'll remember that later the whole position opened up. Knight C3, best move. Bishop B5. Mattisticus. Chessus Mattisticus. My God, you are... Mattisticus got the best move. I played queen to b3. I should have played e3. I suspected that was the case. Now, you should have moved your bishop back, right? I took back. I got a star, another star, so I got the best move. Now, you played c6. It's a good move. It's a good move, but it's only slightly inferior to knight and g5 to e7. But any club player would be happy to play the move that Mattisticus played. Now, bishop a3, star, best move. Queen to b6. Queen to c2 is good, but knight to d2 was the best move. So there you go. Anyway, d takes c, and now we see the opportunities for this knight. And that's what you have to learn to see, a knight tour. They call it a knight tour. It's like a pop singer going on a tour. So you've got to see where the knight can go. And you can see the knight can go here and check. So you've got to look at the knight tour, right? Anyway, knight to d2. So the first move of the knight tour. Star, best move. Queen to a6. Good move. Queen to d8 was better. In other words, get back there and hunker down and put your queen on a good square. Bishop b4 question mark. Well, I was a bit worried about that too. It said knight takes c4 was best. Why would it say that? Well, I'll show you why. Okay? I'm going to show you why. This is the best move. It protects the bishop and threatens the check. Now, it looks like you could take the horse, right? But after pawn to king 4, the queen would be trapped. Can you see that little tactical trick? Well, I missed that during the game. Otherwise, I would have played knight takes c4. Okay? So let's go back. And what was played? Bishop b4. So I missed that. When you played e5, it's an inaccuracy. It said knight e7 was best. So it's given that move twice now, so that was the best move. Knight e4, best move, okay? E takes d. Knight checks, best move. King d8. Mattisticus. Best move, Mattisticus. Rook to d1, question mark, exclamation mark. It's an inaccuracy, and queen e4 was best. Well, I thought of queen e4 as best move, and then I saw bishop d7, and I saw queen takes d4, but I wanted to get my rook into the game. So let's have a look at what happened. e6, d3 I should say, good move. c5 was the best move, but to your credit, Mattisticus, you played a really good move there. I took it off, best move. You took back, question mark. You had to play c5. The computer's now saying that the position's really, really bad, and you've got a bishop takes d3 star, best move. b5 star. How good is Mattisticus? How good? I'm going to have a heart attack here. How good is Mattisticus? Star. Best move for Mattisticus. Knight to f7 check. Star. Best move. King to c7. Queen d2. Star. Best move. I didn't know, but I found it because I'm a good player. That's a great move. I'm so proud of that, because it was so tempting to take the rook or bishop check or something. But I found the best move, star. So remember I told you about one of the things in chess is if you see a good move like knight takes rook, look for a better one. And my idea was to play queen here because this check is so powerful. Okay? Bishop to f5, double question mark. The knight move was the best move, indicated by the arrows. Queen checks, best move. King to king to f8 was the best move, right? And I'll show you what would have happened there. If you played what the engine suggested, I could have, if you played what the engine suggested, king f8, oh sorry, where's that? Yeah, if you played king f8 like the engine suggested, I could play bishop checks, and if bishop takes bishop, rook to the 8th check, king here, and all sorts of stupid business. I can't see a finish, so maybe the computer's right. Okay, so let's go back. Whoop, 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 whoop. So queen checks. King there. Knight checks. Oh, I didn't play the best move. Best move was knight to d6 check. Okay. King there. And now bishop checks, star move, best move. King takes and queen checkmates. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that game. It was very, very instructive about always looking for a better move. And Mattisticus, to his credit, we must really give him a lot of credit for finding a lot of the best moves.